Hey everyone, welcome back to another portfolio update video on the channel. Portfolio is currently sitting at $11,141.53. For the day, we are up 99.07 or zero point 0.9, and for the overnight, we are up 19.03 or 0.17. For the week, we are down 29.58 or 0.26%. For the month, we are up $504 or 4.74%. For the 3 month, we are up 337.06 or 3.12%. For the year to date, we are up 307.18 or 2.84%. For the 1 year, which we are officially at the 1 year mark, so we can do a 1 year in review. We're up 921.37 or 9.02%. And for the all time, we are up 925.94 or 9.06%. But yeah, we are officially at the 1 year mark. So I started this portfolio the day I turned 18 last year on May 31st, and I just turned 19 the other day, so we're officially past that 1 year mark, of course. So for the 1 year, we made around a little over $900 by investing, which is about 9% return on our original deposit. Now, if you look back, I actually started with $6,000 back at the beginning, 5,000 even, and then it was 6,000 way back in May. So we didn't start with 10K like it says here. I've just made around 4,000 in deposits over this past year, which is pretty good. So we didn't start out with that much. We started out with around 6K. For the most part, I tried trading options for about the bulk of this until around about, I want to say around here. I made the switch to investing in the S&P. So we did options for all of this period right here. Switched to the S&P, I would say a third of the way into the year. Did that for a while, I would say about another third. Went back to trading options for this period here. You can see a lot of spikes and volatility. We went back to trading options for, I want to say like this period of time here. And then I went back to being fully in the S&P 500 for this final stretch here. So I feel like I learned a lot this year in terms of how to trade and what I want to do going forward. I learned that options are good, but just not for what I'm trying to do. I learned that long-term S&P 500 investing is by far the best way to go. Least amount of stress, best return. So that's a really good thing that I learned this past year. And that's what I plan to do going forward. But overall, I mean, this is an incredible return regardless. We definitely didn't beat the S&P because, like I said, we did options for most of the year trying to beat the S&P, which didn't work out in any way, shape, or form. The 1 year on the S&P is 26.35%, so you can see we undershoot that by almost 16%, 17%, which is crazy if you think about it. Because that's a pretty big undercut by us, and that just goes to show once again, I was putting in all this time and effort and stress into trying to trade options, and didn't even pan out. So I mean, at the end of the day, I could have just tossed my money into SPY like I'm doing now, not even opened Robinhood, and I would have had 17 more percents in my account without managing anything, which would have been way better. So that's just kind of the lesson you got to learn, which would have been more like $2,500 made on this account instead of 1,000, which would have been crazy. But yeah, like those are the kind of lessons that I'm trying to learn by experimenting, So those are the important things I was able to learn this year, which I wouldn't have otherwise learned had I just continued to trade options, whatever. Kept on getting into that rut. But yeah, I guess we can go into the lowest point for the year. We were down 640 or 6.27% in late October, which puts us at around $9,500. And then the highest point for the year, I believe, was here, up $980 or 9.59%, which is about 11.2K. And we almost hit 1,000 at 1.2. Yeah, we were close. We were close. But yeah, so that's our peak and our trough, if you will, of returns for the year. In terms of our SPY holdings, so yeah, we got 11.041K. I've got some stuff queued up because I was able to deposit some more money, so that's going to go through come tomorrow. Got around 21 shares, which is really good. That's a lot of shares. I'm really proud of that, especially considering it's $500 per share, and I've got 20. Like, that's crazy. That's a lot of money. Especially for being 19, I would say, and just going into college. I think this will be incredible to keep building on this portfolio, keep investing like I am right now really aggressively by putting a lot of money in. If I keep doing that throughout college, I think it'll set me up really well coming out the other side, especially considering I already have 11K going into college. That'll continue to grow over that 4 or 5 year period that I'm in college. With the average return in the S&P like 10.41%, that's the average. We could see an additional $5,000 just from capital gains over the course of college alone. Not to mention we're going to be making deposits along the way, so it'll be even higher than that, assuming the average, of course. But yeah, that's just crazy to think about. And of course, I want to keep, once I'm able to get internships and co-ops and really aggressively invest in this account, we should really be able to get this number up a lot faster into a much bigger number, for sure. So I'm excited for that in college, really excited for that because we can really get some huge numbers in here. And hopefully I would love to just keep building the share count. It's really been fun to just add on and see this number go up over time. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we could really talk about here. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about specifically with the portfolio, with the journey, with what I've learned, with anything like that, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to make a separate video on anything specific about my past year journey. If you have any questions or comments or advice, whatever you want to share, I'd be happy to cover it in my next video for sure. But yeah, I mean, this has been a really good first year, I'd say. Like I said, learned a ton, and I feel like coming out the other side, I have a much better game plan than I did coming in with the whole options trading thing. I feel like I have a much more consistent, stress-free, proven method of investing going forward, which I'm really happy about. So I feel like we've learned a lot this year while also making a good chunk of money. $900 is a lot of money, especially for me at this age. $900 is insane, especially for that to essentially just come out of thin air from investing, right? This is just a number on a screen that's been going up throughout the year, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, aside from that though, I mean, I think that's all I really had to talk about for this first year in review. Once again, really happy with this first year, and I'm excited to keep going. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. Please feel free and make sure to subscribe. I do weekly portfolio update videos, and I always say this, eventually we'll get there. I'd like to make some additional tutorial videos and stuff like that eventually going down the road. So please consider subscribing. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.